Make a whore out of her. With her rear end, this bitch is sitting on a mint. I said, "Darling, I'm not a mechanic. I did learn a little about cars from a buddy in a prep school I just finished. You get in. I'll raise the hood and have a look." She got in. I raised the hood. I spotted the trouble right away. A battery cable had jarred loose. I put it back on. I looked around the hood and signaled for the starter try. She did and smiled happily when the engine throbbed to life. She waved to me. I stuck my head through the open window. She said, "Are you driving? If not, I should love to take you wherever you want to go." I said, "Honey, I'm not driving, and it's a long, sad story. You don't want to hear my troubles. If you drop me off at some nice bar, I'll promise not to bore you with it." I got in. She pulled out into traffic. We cruised along. For 2 minutes, we were silent. I was busy trying to think of the opener for that long, sad story. I had read a cell house full of books. I knew I could rise to a smooth pitch. That old philosopher convict had told me I should forget the pimp game and be a con man. I said, "Melody, doesn't fate puppeteer humans in a weird way?" There I was, coming out of that joint I had just called the garage 100 miles away. The engine of my car burnt up on my way here from St. Louis a week ago. I was depressed, lonely, and hopeless in a big, friendless city. The mechanic had just dropped the bad news. The charge to get the car is $150. I have 50. I was blind with worry when I came out that door. My elderly mother has to have a pancreas operation. I came here to work for a contractor in the suburbs. I'm a talented carpenter. I need my car to get to work. I'm committed to start work the 1st of next week. Mama's going to die sure as the sun rises in the east unless I get that money for her operation. The strange, wonderful thing is, darling, with all these problems, I feel so good. See those garbage cans glittering between the tenements? To me, they are giant jewels. I want to climb up on those rooftops and cry out to the stars, I have found the beautiful Melody. Surely I'm the luckiest black man alive. Convince me you're real. Don't evaporate like a beautiful mirage. I'd die if you did. Out of the side scope in my eye, I saw those awesome thighs quivering. She almost crashed the Lincoln into the rear end of the gray Studebaker ahead of us. She cut in sharply and grated the Lincoln's wheels against the curb. She shut the motor off and turned toward me. Her eyes were blue bonfires of passion. The pulse on the satin throat was maniacing. She slid close to me. She zippered her scarlet mouth to mine. That confection tongue flooded my mouth with sugar. Her nails dug into my thighs. She gazed at me. She said, "Blood, you sweet black poetic panther. Does that prove I'm real? No, I know I don't want to evaporate ever. Please let's don't go to a bar. You can't solve your problems with alcohol. My parents are out of the city until tomorrow noon. Settle for coffee and conversation at my place. Will you, Blood? Perhaps we can find solutions to your problems there. Besides, I'm expecting Mother to call me at home later this evening." I said, "Angel of mercy, I'm putting myself in your tender hands." She lived a long way from the black concentration camp. She drove for almost an hour. I could smell the pungent odors of early April plant life. This white world was like leaving hell and riding through heaven. The neat rows of plush houses shone in the moonlight. The streets were quiet, as maybe the cathedral in Reims. I thought, ain't it a bitch? 98% of the black people back there in hell will be born and die and never know the joys of this earthly heaven. There ain't but two passports the white folks honor, a white skin or a bale of scratch. I sure got to pimp good and cop my scratch passport. Well, at least I get a Cinderella crack at heaven. This is good. It's hipping me to what I'm missing. We turned into her driveway. I saw the soft glow of a table lamp behind blue drapes in the front room. She parked the Lincoln in a pink stucco garage that matched the house. The garage was connected to the house. We went through the back door. We passed through the kitchen. Even in the dimness it sparkled. We moved like burglars through the half-darkened house. We walked on deep pile carpet up a driveway. We got to the top. She stopped. She whispered, "Blood, I was born in this house. Everybody in the block knows me. If some friend passed and knew someone was at home, we might get an unwelcome visitor. We'll go to my bedroom in the rear." I followed to her bedroom. She flipped on a tiny blue light over a mirrored dressing table. The bedroom was done in pale blue and off-white. The queen-sized bed had a blue satin canopy over it. I sat down on a white silk chaise next to the dressing table. She switched on an ivory radio. Debussy's Clair de Lune sweet-noted gently through the room. She kicked off her tiny black calfskin shoes. She was even more beautiful here than she had been in the street. She stroked my earlobes with her fingertips. She said, "Mommy's pretty Black Panther don't run away now. I'm going downstairs and make coffee."